Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved here on the Adrera Evolved server. Thank you for joining me today, continuing to show you support for the series. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. It's moving day today. We're going to be moving out of this place. I've pretty much cleared it out inside. We go in, you can see I've taken out all of the storage chests in here, moved everything out of here. The only place that's got stuff left in it is in the kitchen area over here, where I've just kind of stashed everything for now, and this building will be left up until we get everything into the new building. So where's everything going to go? Well, I have built up the other place, the place we built up the last episode, and I've put a little house on the top of it over there, you can see. So I'll head over there now and have a look at that. There we go. Strange mode there. Yeah, so I put this little thing on the top of it. And I've tried to play around with the shape, especially of the roof here. And as you can see, I've added a stairwell down to the bottom as well. So this is a nice kind of big open front to the building, because I want to be able to get in from pretty much anywhere. At the moment I've not really got much in it. I've got a bed in here. I do like these beds from medieval props. They do work as beds. You see, if we go to the menu, you can fast travel, and I believe you can actually spawn back up them when you die as well, so that's good. And we've got just the work tables over here at the moment. So we've got the masonry table, the keep wall, sorry, not keep wall, what's that one? Villager crafting table, the carpentry table, and the medieval workbench table. Oh, it's spelt wrong there. Medieval. We've still got to put the blacksmith table down, but that will go easily down here. And we've got a lot of space in here to be able to put up lots of kind of, I suppose, shelves across the walls, and wardrobes and cupboards and chests and lots of storage. I don't really want to do it as a big line like I did in the other place. I think that we're a bit kind of past that stage now, so I want to adorn these walls around here with various different kind of chests and all kinds of stuff. So we'll have a look in here to see what we've actually got for storage. You can see there's a lot of different options. Unfortunately, most of them don't have their actual icons. It's kind of stock icons instead. Some of them do, and we've been using these cloth pouches quite a lot, so we already know what they are. These barrels are also really quite good as well, as decorative storage. That's really what I want, decorative storage, rather than just using the kind of stock stuff. I want it to look different to everybody else's base. And then here I've done something with this. I spent a lot of time yesterday on this stairwell, because I wanted to make it very open and different to what you kind of normally see in a spiral staircase. And so I've used these rounded railings all the way down. So if we come down, you can see it's nice and open down here, and we can actually see out into here. And you can also see something I'm going to show you in a second. Why this episode's a bit late, because I was on my other laptop, or on my laptop, and just flying over collecting some honey, and I saw a griffin, and so I had to trap it. Not as good as the one we've had, but it's still fairly decent. So yeah, we actually now have another griffin. Did tame out 224. I downed it, came back here, got some kibble, and yeah, tamed it up. So yes, we actually now have a replacement for Arangeth, which I'm very glad about. I was gutted about losing my other griffin, and I'm going to take very, very good care of this one now. Whenever I go out into tricky environments, I'm going to take Bannerhog instead, rather than Arangeth, and try and keep Arangeth very safe. Anyway, back to this. So this is what it's like from the outside. I've had to do some strange things to it as well. At the bottom, I've had to put in this kind of scaffolding support here. So you can't, if you put these rounded ones just on the floor, they don't go all the way up to the ceiling at the right height. and also you can't get this entrance bit in here. And so I've just put up some scaffolding. I don't know if there's a better way of doing this, or if there's a way of snapping these onto ceilings, which would be perfect, so that I can actually bring them down from the top rather than having to bring them up from the bottom. But it works. It just looks a little bit weird there. This is the only bit which I'm a little bit gutted about. To be able to put these ones in at the back here, I've had to put this bracing support in here, because for some reason they won't snap to this wall. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I've also dropped the height of this door down just by putting walls across, and I think that makes it a lot more proportional. It's kind of the same, almost the same height anyway as these doors here, a little bit bigger so that stuff can fit through. But it actually kind of works for pretty much everything we want. And on the outside here I've done exactly the same. So it makes it look a lot more proportional, I think. And I do quite like that. I may take it up one more just to make it a little bit more tall than it is wide. But for now, I think that is absolutely fine. And I'm glad that these doors work like this, so you can actually push them back into the wall. So we've got this plain wall on the outside there. Makes it look really quite nice, and I'm really pleased with this. We do have a Quetzal that's been born, a female Quetzal. She's 50% tamed, and she's actually come out with a second mutation, and it's actually the second mutation into the same stat, which is, I'll just get my, where is it? There it is, binoculars. And it's into damage. You can see this one's got 42 damage. The 243 had 38 damage, I think it was. And now this one, the 249, has 44 damage. So that's a nice boost. And it does mean though that if we want to get real static breeding, then we're going to have to breed these two up again, and their male offspring will become the breeding male. However, I don't think the rest of the tribe or the rest of the server are going to be too worried about 2 points into damage. So these two are going to be our breeding pair of Quetzes, and in the next few days I should be able to have some eggs rolling out for the other members of the server, which they've been waiting for a while for this. It's been probably 2 weeks since I said I was going to start doing this, and finally we have a proper breeding pair of Quetzes. I'm not going to get rid of the other Quetzes quite yet, but I may put them into the obelisk just to keep them out of the way and safe. And I may actually breed up a second pair of breeding Quetzes and stick them in the obelisk as well as a backup breeding pair, just in case anything strange happens and we get a dino wipe or inventories start messing up. We've had a couple of people who've needed to actually destroy dinosaurs because their inventories had messed up. Although there has been an S Plus update today which should have fixed that, but you never know. It's one of those things with Ark that if something does go wrong, then it can take 3 or 4 weeks to get a dinosaur which you really like, and then it can take 3 or 4 seconds to have to euthanize it because a bug in the game has rendered it completely useless and might even crash the server if that dinosaur is still alive. It's happened 3 or 4 times already, and yeah, we want to try and safeguard against it. I have cut down on the amount of pteranodons that we have, and these are the last two of a breeding pair. Although it is these two offspring that we will be using as the super pteranodons. This one is the same level as his sister Tamara over there, and I'm just using this one as a run around now. So I actually have a run around pteranodon and a breeding pair of pteranodons, although this poor guy over here didn't quite make it. Not good enough. 274 is what they will come out at, and it'll come out at 44 weight instead of 42, so that's what will change on that. So that is the stat line apart from the weight, which will go up by 2 on the super pteranodons that we've tamed up so far. And yeah, I think they're going to be very good for what we need. I've taken this guy out and he's doing around 600 to 700 damage per swoop. So that should be enough for what I want it to do, but not fully sure yet. I haven't actually tested it. And hopefully this will be now coming up in the next couple of episodes, hopefully next week, maybe the week after, and we'll actually see my secret project about what we are going to do with these pteranodons. So that's the introduction done. Let's get on with some moving. So I've put a load of resources into the medieval workbench here, so we can actually have a look through some of these storage items and see. So I should be able to just make kind of a few of them. Actually, no, that's a fish trap. Don't want that. Bale of hay, don't particularly want, but these barrels we can have a look at. Bundle of hay, we know what these are. Get one of these. A large crate, small crate, and then there's different variances of them. Oh, we're actually missing thatch. We'll see if there's any more thatch we can grab. Thatch there. Yeah, there was a load there. There we go. So what were we up to? Open crates. So large storage cupboard. I know that I definitely want a chest. Cupboard. Another barrel. Another cupboard. Another cupboard. These wagons are really quite cool, but they're more for outside. A wardrobe. Different variances of wardrobe. Wardrobe 8, 9 and 10. And then we have a large wine rack and a small wine rack. I'm not going to make those because they are specifically for the different wines and beers you can make. And then a wood pile I know is not very good either, so I'm going to leave that one out. Well, actually, I've done this completely wrong. We're up to wardrobe 8. So I need to wait until my crafting queue is clear. Or do we? Ah, it's actually fixed the crafting queue now. You can craft up more than is available in here. That's good to know. That must have been in patch notes recently. I've got 2 of these barrels. And a barrel there. So I'll start grabbing some of this into the inventory. And see what these are like. And there we go. So we can move a load of this out. Don't need them. All that, all that, all that, all that, all that. Okay, so I think outside here the barrels will look best out here. It's kind of water butts. So we have a look at some of these. Yeah, they're quite nice. And if I make 2 of those and put the other one kind of next to it. That's number 4. I think I prefer this barrel to these ones. But yeah, they are quite nice there, I think. Number 2, we have, let's just put them down, just random for now. This one is the large crate. And then we have the cupboard crate. We have small crate. Small crate. These ones I will put up against the side here. So the cupboard. What's this? This is a crate. And another crate. So I think these ones, the small crate, will be what we use, because I quite like these. I do quite like these square ones as well, these cube ones as well. Actually no, these ones, this small crate. Does it actually tell me what it is? No, of course it doesn't. And then small crate, cupboard crate. Okay, so we'll have to work out which ones they are and make up a few of those. Let's grab some more stuff into the hotbar. And have a look at these. Okay, so this is a very small crate, which can go on top of other ones, so that's quite cool. Not much space in them. How much space has this one got? Okay, if you put one on top of it, then you can't open the bottom one. Okay, so that's not got much space in it either. Same as. And then these cupboard crates have got 40 and 40. This one's another cupboard. That's very plain, especially, well, that one's quite plain as well, but it's got a bit more detail in it. This one's more of a kitchen style one. But actually no, I do quite like that. It's not necessarily kitchen, it's just got stuff on it. I wonder whether we can put the mugs and plates and stuff onto that. Might be quite nice. And then we have one here. And this one. And then more. Actually no, this is a set of drawers. And this one. So they are more kind of bedroom furniture, these ones. Might put a couple over there, next to the bed. Keep this very open plan. I am going to put a footlocker by the bed now, that's why I made this chest. So we can put a footlocker there, right next to the bed, and we can use this as a go box. So having all of our spare stuff in it, in case we die, we come back here, we grab stuff from the go box, our kind of B team kit, and head back out and get our A team kit. And let's grab the rest of it. And we can see what these are like. Again, more kind of bedroom stuff. These are the bedside tables. And like a console table. So that is the full range of stuff that's available. And I think for the general storage, there's no real just storage chests like there is in vanilla or the S Plus stuff. So I may end up using some of the S Plus ones anyway, because looking at the range we've got here, I think that over by the bed, I think we'll have one of these. Wardrobe 8. We can't pick them up like that. It's interesting to know. Usually you can pick these things up. Oh yes, you can. There. So that is number 4. So we can place that on next to the bed there. And that'll be more just kind of general storage in the bed. Interesting to know that these are hollow. You can just walk straight through them. I think you can with the normal beds and with the bunk beds as well. And then I'll build another one of those for the other side of the bed. So that is storage, and it's actually wardrobe 8. There we go. So bring that in and we'll place that the other side of the bed. Just that. So we've got plenty of storage around here, and I want some storage in between each of these as well. And I think the one I like the most is this one here. This is just called cupboard. So let's see if we can find that one in the list. Storage and just cupboard there. Just cupboard there. And just cupboard there as well. So let's see if it's this one. And there's another one as well. I wish they'd actually name stuff properly. It would be really helpful if they did. But they don't seem to. So this one is not the one. So if that one's that one, the next one is probably the one along. So I'm thinking that it is this one. Yes, it is. Okay. So we can put a few of these around the room now. Now that we know which ones we're going to get. Let's clean up a bit. So what I'll do is I will clean up, I will build a few of these, place them around the room, and then we can actually start putting stuff into them. There's not actually too much in here left to haul over to the new base. There's a couple of storage chests. This has got a load of kind of rare resources in and stuff like that. And this one's got all my dyes in. But this is actually empty, so we can pick this up straight away. And this is empty, so we can pick this up. Pick up. There's a load of food in the fridge. And my narcotics and stimulants and stuff like that. And there's some stuff in here as well. So that's all the stuff we've got to carry over. And I'll leave the generator in here for now until we rip the rest of the building down. But how we're going to do this is we'll start with this chest because it's the fullest and I've actually got a place for it. So using the S Plus transfer gun, if we right click on this chest, then over here outside I have another chest which hopefully should be in range. And essentially we just transfer it all to here. So now we can see there's 81 in there. 81, that's quite a lot. Oh yes, there was other stuff in here as well. Never mind. And then we can transfer all of this. Right click on there. And we've got one over here. So we can click on that one. And in fact, over here I've got my Pteranodon that I brought over. So I'll grab him so we can quickly get up and down. A little bit easier than using the Wyvern. So if we come over here now, we can right click on this one and then come up to the top. You're slowed down when you've got this gun out. And we can click on that one, there's 81 in there. And then we can right click on this one. Usually do it a few times just to make sure that it's working. Then we can come up onto the top and we can see the difference that I've made up here. So, in here, I've moved the bed into the centre. I've put 5 of these storage boxes over here and 5 over here. And I've actually used some of the vanilla style ones here as well, the S Plus ones, so they're all lined up nice and easily. Because these have 90 storage slots in them. And I have dyes here, so I'm going to put all of that stuff into dyes. And then we need to separate this out a bit, so let's just grab out what we can. And I think this is all of the medieval workbench stuff. Yeah, it is. Yes, we can still walk. So yeah, I'm going to separate all of this out, and then we can move over the rare resources box and we can get that in place. And I'm also going to empty out some of my inventory here because I'm a little bit full. So where should we put stuff? I think for now I'm just going to put stuff into this chest if I can get to it. A little bit awkward to get to with the bed in the way. The bed seems to have a bit of an awkward hitbox. So if we just put this stuff into here for now, then we'll know exactly what space we have, and I don't particularly care about any of that either. Or then, give us the most space we can have. There we go. I'll keep the GPS, why not? Oh yes. Over in here, I'll need to only take half of those, and we'll just get these until we're encumbered again. And they should, yeah, I can still move. I don't mind moving slowly so long as I can still move. And then once we've got everything up here, we can still move stuff around. There's still a few things I want in here. I want like a nice table and stuff. We've actually got in here now that table, the mugs and stuff, and actually start decorating the place properly. So most of this is from when I've been playing around with designs, working out exactly how to do stuff and what stuff looks like. And there we go. That's all of the dies in place. And then, so next we have, seems very slow this compared to the women. So this box is now empty, so we can pick this one up. Now we'll do this one. So set it onto there. And we'll see if we can do this in one shot. Ah, it's too far from the source. Okay, so I'm going to need to move this one a little bit closer. We haven't really landed. So we pick this guy up. Move it a little bit closer, because that one's really quite close. So now we can go and say move it to there. Is that okay? Yeah, transfer completed there. And now we can right click on this one. Hopefully this one's in range. If not, I'll add one halfway. So land, transfer completed, right click on it, come up to this one, right click on it, and then up here we can go and put it all into this chest here. I've called it consumables. Actually, I'm going to have the a few other things in here eventually, but for now that is all of this stuff over here. That's rare resources, basically the MacLeod teeth and the sauropod vertebrae, all the stuff you need for the boss battles. It's also got my Alpha X trophies and stuff in it like that as well. We're just going to put these up on trophy stands as well at some point. So the next one we have is the fridge. And I can come through this way. There we go. And now we can head back out. Not bad. So I can put everything into this one. Just make sure everything is there. Yeah, 62. I can right click on this one, over to here. And if you get it right, you can do it without landing. But I didn't get that right. And then we're actually going to head inside for this one. Because our fridge is over here. Okay, so that hasn't worked. So somewhere along that line, something went wrong. Let's have a look. So how many is in this one? 0. Okay. How many is in this one? Well, we need to check every time, really, rather than trying to rush it. So this one has 1. Okay. I think I'm actually faster than the Pteranodon trying to do this. And then this one should have 61. 59. Okay. Right click on that a few times. Left click on this one a few times. Yeah, 60. That's better. And then we need to make sure we've got that one. Head back up to the top of the cliff. This Pteranodon isn't even weighted down at all. And then, there you go, 60 in there. And then we can come inside. And 62. Excellent. That's what we want. There's plenty of stuff in there. And eventually we will take out all of these narcotics and stimulants and put them upstairs. But there's still some sorting out we need to do first. And then I think the only last thing, if there is anything, is... Oh, I think that's everything. Let's go down and make sure. Ah yes, the chem bench. Well, with this one, I'm going to do it slightly different because I want the chem bench over there. So make sure everything's in this one, 16. I'm going to go back in and actually pick up the chem bench and bring it over. And we're going to put everything back into the chem bench once it's ready. So I can pick this up. Nothing's left on the ground. I think this is going to be easiest. We put this away and then we can fly properly. There we go. 16. Yeah, that's much faster. 16. And then I do want it at the top. And I think for now I will put the chem bench just over here. It's not going to have any power in it. I'll have to do something about the power. About there? Yeah, that looks fine. And then we can put everything into there. So that's 16. Wonderful. Okay, let's see what we can do about the power in here. Well, quite a lot of time has passed between the last cut and this one, and I wanted to get a fair amount done for the end of this episode so that you could see exactly kind of where we're up to. So this Allosaurus is one we bred up a couple of episodes ago, and it's actually really nice and fun to ride around on, just because of the speed of it. You can see it's really nice and fast, and he's got a strong bite. We come over and attack this Bronto over here. So we've got none of the pack to back us up. In 814, not too bad. And of course he will get stronger as he levels up as well. Anyway, we're going to grab the other guys, these other guys. We'll step over here a little bit so I don't get anybody up there. Press J and all of these should come with me as well. So we're going to bring these up and you can see what's changed. If they will follow. Are you going to make it? Yeah, you are. Good. So as you can see, there's a bit then added onto the back of it. Am I missing one? I think I might be missing one. Let's have a look. No, excellent. We're all there. So yeah, I've added in this little pen at the back, or on the side of it, just to be able to kind of store all my Dodix, my direwolves and Yankees for now. These guys can stay out there. They are on attack my target, and so they'll be fine there. There's nothing around here that will really bother them at all. It's only, I think Dillos is probably the worst thing that would attack them. Maybe a Pegamastix. In fact, no, Ichthyornis is probably the worst thing that would attack them. And inside, we've actually cleared out a bit as well. I have actually tried to record a bit, but my audio was, well, apparently I was on mute, so there was no actual speech on it. So that hasn't helped. So I've taken out the Quetzes because they were taking up far too much room in here. The 249 did actually level up, or did actually mature. So we've got a full breeding pair now, which are pumping out eggs ready for the rest of the server. So that's good. And if I get a 249 male, I may ask to keep it just so that we've got two 249s ready to go. So we've got a stable breeding pair. I brought the mammoth over. He's in here for now until we build a stable. That may be next episode, maybe the episode after. Depends on what order things go on, and depends on how well these guys over here breed up their offspring, how well their offspring come out. This one's almost mature now at 274, sorry. So this is one of the first kind of breeding pair, female from a breeding pair that we'll be using to breed up the super pteranodons. So, where are we now? We are now at the stage where this whole complex on the beach is completely empty and ready to be taken down, and that will clear us up to be able to use the beach for what I initially wanted it to be, which was like a natural harbour, and much more kind of boat orientated, raft orientated and marina orientated, rather than just a kind of main base and dinosaur storage. We've still got a couple of dinosaurs in there. As I say, I am going to build a stable for the kind of less used dinosaurs and creatures. I think I've got Direbear, Megaloceros, the mammoth, and a few other things as well, which aren't used that often but are useful to have around. So that will be next episode. Upstairs, I did find out that the chem bench, we're going to get some electrics upstairs to power that, but it is actually in range of one of these power sockets down here, so it doesn't really need any power, which is good. So we don't need to do that for now. Anyway, that's going to be enough of this episode. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.